As the world fell, each of us in our own way was broken. It was hard to know who was more crazy. Me or everyone else.
Everybody, welcome to the Nerd Relay. I'm Tom.
I'm Tim.
And we are about to talk about Mad Max Fury Road.
Furiosa Road. What a fantastic freaking
or
movie.
Fury Road, guest starring Mad Max.
Yeah. Guest starring Mad Max's grunts. No, this movie is absolutely amazing. I'm assuming most people have seen it by now.
I'm pretty, well, considering the fact that it was at the Oscars,
yeah.
And it took quite a few statues.
It did. I haven't seen all the Oscar movies, though. I still haven't seen The Revenant.
Well, I think we'll wait for that to come out in Blu-ray, because I did see The Revenant, and yeah.
Okay. Both had Tom Hardy in it, though.
Yes!
He was a busy guy this year.
Yes, he was, and...
Which he is an amazing actor. I love Tom Hardy to death.
Yeah, he is, unless the only thing you've seen him in is Star Trek Nemesis.
We don't need to talk about
We don't.
that.
We don't. But yeah, I love this movie.
Yes.
I love it to death.
Overall, what do you think of the movie?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's actually, it's funny because like I've only seen The Road Warrior like all the way through. I've seen the original Mad Max. And I've seen The Road Warrior. I've only seen bits of Beyond Thunderdome.
Beyond Thunderdome, yeah.
And
I haven't seen that whole movie either.
And I wasn't really that big on Mad Max. Like I knew about him, and it's like, yeah, these are fun post-apocalyptic movies. Like it inspired a lot of much more interesting post-apocalyptic works. Fallout being the more dominant one.
Yeah.
But Fury Road just blew my mind.
Yes, in every way.
Because I don't even know if it's because in this day and age, just to even remotely have something done practically is just more of a spectacle than anything that like Marvel's dishing out. Not that the Marvel movies aren't great, and even though like it's very obvious, especially if you like watch the behind the scenes stuff. Like even though they do a lot of stuff in camera, they still rely a lot on CGI. A lot of the scenes of like the cars just driving, they're composite shots. They do, but it's an excellent blend of practical.
Even some of the mountains are CGI too, right?
Yeah. But they just do it so well, and they don't lose that realistic feel.
Not at all. In fact, when you're watching the movie, there's not any moments except for the obvious storm. There's not any moments where I was looking and it's like, oh, that's CGI. You can kind of tell by the
But even then, the storm, it was nice. Like even though like I was like, okay, yeah, this is all CGI, and it was a bit too much for me, I still enjoyed it because it added something to the world. The idea that yes, water is so lacking in this world that there are major like dust bowls.
Yeah.
It kind of reminded me of like Interstellar in that.
Yeah.
Way. So it's like, yeah, it makes sense that you'd have these giant dust storms with tornadoes in them. Although I always hate the fact that apparently it takes you touching the foam cloud to actually get sucked up.
Yeah.
Because that's how tornadoes work.
Yeah. There's not any sort of force outside of the tornado. You just have to, once you touch it, it grabs onto you.
Yeah. And it doesn't matter if you're a semi or not, you're going to go up. But yeah.
It's a discriminating tornado. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's hit some points. First off, what do you think of the acting?
The acting, well, okay, this is where I have to wear my critic goggles for this.
Yeah, put on your critic hat.
Because even though, like, I'll say, like, the acting is good, it's very minimal.
Yeah.
Because the movie is more about the visuals and what's going on, and not really about the actors.
True.
Even though they,
more about
even
the
like Tom Hardy as Mad Max, like I wasn't bothered in the slightest that they had recast Mad Max.
I don't know if Mel Gibson would have been very well received as coming back as Mad Max.
Well, I don't know. I mean, he gets a bum rap for the things he does, and he deserves it certainly. But I don't think that makes him a bad actor. I mean, have you ever? I mean, you saw Get the Gringo.
He was amazing.
That was after the whole scandal, right?
Yeah.
And he was actually really good.
He directed that movie too.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Well, no wonder it was so good.
Yeah, right.
he knew what he wanted.
Yeah, exactly. He also did a really good job in Expendables 3.
That's true. He was in Expendables 3, wasn't he?
It's too bad. He's a great actor. But we don't need to go on that.
But yeah, I did. So yeah, I did not mind Tom Hardy. He was Max.
Yeah.
All the way through. In fact, I would say he's a better Mad Max than Mel Gibson because he's actually crazy.
Yeah, definitely.
It isn't just like he lost his family and he's just wanting to be alone.
Mm-hmm.
He actually has like some psychological trauma going on. He's hallucinating.
He sees his daughter all the time.
He sees his daughter. So yeah, this is like the first Mad Max that actually has a Mad Max in it.
Yeah, he is very mad.
Yes.
And I like what they do with it because you know that he's crazy, even though he only really has like one monologue at the very beginning, which is like survival. I'm brought down to a basic instinct of survival. But they just do it through imagery. They show us his madness through essentially just showing him, and you see his madness, and it's really good.
I know there's always like in the audio, there's like usually some whispering whenever he's like going through just like all these action scenes. Like the first is like the most obvious, like he's running through the hallway and all the people that he's lost are like yelling at him and turning into skeletons. Yeah, that was a very jarring scene. Yeah. Not just because it was the frame rate was.
It's all sped up and weird.
It was all sped up and weird.
It makes it look crazy. Like actually.
Yeah, it added to the wackiness of it. Definitely felt off, like because it was madness.
Yeah.
But just like even like they just do it very subtle. Like in some instances, like I think the best one is when he's fighting Furiosa for the gun.
Yeah.
He reaches because it's the gun underneath the tanker, and he grabs for it, and he turns. He's about to shoot it, but at that point she's rushing at him, and like it inspires the flashback of his daughter getting run over.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it's just a brief cut, and then it goes back. But it's just little things like that showcase the fact that he's clearly insane. Yeah. That it was a nice touch.
It was. Even to the fact where when he's having those visions of his daughter, she technically saves his life too. Because he has that first vision of a daughter, and he's like, "Ah!" and he puts his hand up here.
I know he does this weird. Although I wish that they had established that earlier.
Yeah.
That's one thing about this movie that I would argue. It's about the plot and how they structure it. Because it is more focused on the chase, but they really don't have much setup. They don't really explain why Furiosa has decided, because she worked her way up, and you assume that like she's like this loyal soldier in Morton Joe's army, because again she's done all these things to become a what's her an imperator.
Imperator, that's what they call her.
And she has her own war rig. So obviously she's done some stuff.
Yeah.
So why is it that this seemingly loyal lieutenant, went 180 and stole his wives?
Yeah.
They don't explain it. You just assume that it's because
it's also very easy. Like
it is very easy. But I would have liked to have seen like at least a scene like beforehand. Like maybe she was like part of like the team that like kidnapped Max.
Oh, maybe so.
She kind of comes to this realization. If somehow I haven't really thought this through. Like just like have her there and like see just how crazy this world that she's perpetuating.
Has that realization then leaves. That would have been kind of
has this realization, and then she goes back and she talks to like one of the wives, like, okay, I'm gonna help you or something. Yeah. or like she's just like going through and like she sees everything, like she has like a realization that maybe Max, like somehow Max helped like inspire, like he tries like to help or something. I don't know.
Somehow tie them together.
Yeah, just a better explanation for her motives apart from the fact that she's the good guy and obviously Morton Joe's the bad guy, and that's all you really need to know. I mean, we talk about how great it is, how simple this movie is, but sometimes in some areas it can be too simple.
Yeah.
This is, I mean, it's obviously we gush about the movie, we talk about how great it is, but it's not a perfect movie. There's no movie.
No such thing as a perfect
There's
movie.
no such thing as a perfect movie.
Except for Overboard.
No. But yeah, so some motivations are just honestly, no. Furiosa's motivation is not clear.
Yeah.
It's the one. It's like the crux of the entire movie basically is why she's doing this.
Yeah.
And all you ever really get is like.
And it's just sort of like. It makes sense. Because
she was kidnapped.
Yeah.
That's all you really.
Yeah.
That was all you really got.
And it makes sense because like it's pretty easy. It just plays on pretty standard morals. Like he shouldn't be enslaving these wives. One of them's pregnant. She wants to get him away. So that's fine.
Yeah.
It would have been nice just to have a couple scenes to see that her thoughts on that in a transition, other than the obvious. This is bad. Don't do that. Let's save you from it.
Yeah.
Because like with Max, throughout the whole movie, that essentially the only thing that's driving him is that his family's gone and he's cracked a little bit and he's just surviving.
Yeah. All he cares about is survival.
And you see that the very intro of the show.
Yeah. The movie tells you.
And I love his voice during that monologue. Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's so good.
He's Tom Hardy's just amazing.
He's sexy as shit.
But yeah, so everyone's like motivation is clear. Max is just in it for himself.
Yep.
Immortan Joe wants his wives back. The wives want to get away because he's fucking evil.
Yeah.
And like the War Boys, it's because they've been raised to believe that they'll get into Valhalla.
Yep.
You got all of these really great.
With some Viking mythology.
Yeah. And I think that's a great segue into just how well this movie presents this world.
Yes, the mythos of it and the lore. Oh my god. There's not a point in this movie where that's ever broken or thought of something else or missed. Like,
Every
nitpicked to it is like down to every last detail. This like builds a universe and you feel like you're in a wasteland.
Every little like miscellaneous bit on a car has a meaning behind it.
Yes.
The fact one of the ones I don't really see a lot of people talking about. I think they talked about it in the behind the scenes stuff. I've never seen anybody like talk about it like in reviews or anything. Is the fact that the muzzle that Max wears, it's like a garden thing, like a shovel.
Oh, it is, isn't it?
Yeah. You can see like the little bit where like the handle's supposed to be.
That's the thing that's dangling off of it.
Yeah, it's just.
I never thought about that. Like
but they just
like a rake or something.
Yeah, they're taking whatever they can get
and pieces from the Lost World, right?
and repurposing it.
Yeah. And it's apparent everywhere. Like everything that they have is like that.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a lot of really just excellent like pieces of world building, whether it's the war rig and how awesome that is, all the cool little things it can do.
That there's no life anywhere other than like the humans that we see. There's no green. Everything's dead.
Well, there is green at the Citadel.
That's
see that, and it's established that's like the.
I guess
place.
outside of that, yeah.
Outside of that, in fact,
even in the place where there used to be, and it's all wet. You have those people that are like walking on stilts.
I know.
So that they can survive.
I wish they had more about them. Like, what are they?
What are they doing out there?
It's just like, they're just weird people on stilts that crow and.
Yeah. But it made me curious. I was like, this is cool.
I want to see another movie.
Yeah. I don't think he'll make one, but.
I know, like I've been hearing that he doesn't want to, but again.
Damn you, George Miller!
I've also heard that he had like 2 other movies after this that he wanted to do. I don't know what happened to that. But yeah, you
Happy Feet too, probably.
I know. The thing that the guy that made the most awesome action movie in decades.
Yeah, made a freaking kids movie.
He directed one of the Babe movies.
Yeah.
And Happy Feet.
God, that's weird.
It's an
interesting track record.
That's a versatile director.
Yes, it is. Man of many hats.
But yeah, just and the hints like. Again, the hints of just how far gone the world is, because I got the distinct impression, and I think it was also because I played the video game.
Oh yeah.
The salt flats that they try to cross at near the end, that's the ocean.
Oh, interesting.
The oceans have dried up.
I did not know that.
Because in the Mad Max game,
that is so interesting. That's cool.
Because in the Mad Max game, it's very obvious that you are driving like in the ocean, or on the ocean floor. The water's gone because you have tons of boats everywhere.
Oh,
And
okay.
weird like
Do
rock.
you like
structure.
dive down into it, or is it pretty much on the same level?
It's pretty much on the same level. They
Like
have
sand has been-
they have some canyons and whatnot. I mean, yeah, it's sandy, but there are lots of things that imply that it's the ocean floor. And I love that idea. I wish that we could have seen more of it in this movie, but I mean, it's a great movie nonetheless.
Yeah. Is that when it's like the blue palette? That's the ocean.
No, it's the salt flats. When they ride the bikes.
Oh,
Like they're talking about like it will try and get there like 160 days. We might be able to cross it.
I forgot. Okay, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's supposed to be the ocean. And it makes sense because it's salt flats. The only thing that's going to be left over after the water
salt.
dried up is the salt.
Yeah.
So it's clever stuff like that that was really really nice.
Awesome.
So yeah, we talked. Charlize Theron. We haven't talked about her.
Oh God, in every way she's amazing in this movie.
She is awesome.
I loved. Quick little note that I'm just gonna make because I'm gonna forget about it later. I always wondered what the black stuff on her head was throughout the whole movie, and I love that it's the grease from her steering wheel. I think that's so fun to me. I don't know why. It's just makes perfect sense.
And that's like the Imperator like symbol,
Yeah.
because you see other guys in Immortan Joe's army that have it.
Mhm.
Like the other guy that's on the vehicle with him
Yep.
has the same thing. Like she fights the guy like at the end.
Yeah,
and
that's
he
right.
has
He
it.
has the black
and it's
one.
and it's interesting. It's an interesting thing that I didn't notice until a couple of reviewings. Was the only times that she wears it is when she's like acting like the Imperator.
Oh yeah.
It's when she leaves and then like it gets washed off in all the craziness and sand and whatnot. And then when she's trying to give the gas tank to the tribe, the biker,
Which is
tribe.
also a great scene.
That's why she puts it on. It's because that's
when you see that she puts the grease on. That's right.
yeah. And then she doesn't wear it ever again.
Yeah, that's another piece of that world building is all those guys wanted this gas so they could fuel their bikes. That's all you need to know. It's very simple, very easy. But Charlize Theron,
Yeah, Charlize Theron, just
a one-armed goddess.
so badass.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's awesome,
great.
and she kicks ass in this movie. Just freaking awesome. I love the prosthetic arm she's
It
got.
looks great. I even love when it comes off. She has that nub, and it just looks. They
I
did
know.
a great job.
Yeah, I mean, the entire time it's like, I mean, they have the actual like prosthetic that would go around her arm, but it still had bits of green so that they could erase her arm so you could see through it. Just really, really awesome.
And she does a great job acting like she doesn't have an arm. You know, like when she falls over, she doesn't like fall onto that side. She falls onto this side.
Yeah.
I know that's just acting for her, but it's good because it's the attention to detail there.
She just kicked ass. It's really hard not to like Furiosa. She's just so badass.
She is. She's like the whole movie.
So yeah, we talked about Charlize Theron. She's awesome.
Talk about
Nux.
Max. He's awesome. Nux. I'll talk about Nux first because I know what your opinion is. Nux is my least favorite part of this movie. I don't like him, and I don't know if I'm just prejudiced against this actor because I don't like him in anything he's been in. It's just weird. It's weird for me because I'm a sucker for a good character arc, and he has the best arc in the whole movie.
I would argue that he's
the only one that has an arc.
who really has an
Yeah,
arc.
everybody else are just acting in their ways. He's the one with an arc, and I can't get over the fact that I don't like him. Maybe he's too squirrely, maybe he's too awkward and weird, but I don't know. I just don't like him that much personally. I don't know. I love the movie. He does a great job in it, but man, I don't know why I don't like him.
So I don't understand why you don't.
Like I said, I have no idea. I think I'm
It's-
just prejudiced against the guy.
Yeah, I guess you just don't like him because I guess you just don't like how he looks or something.
Something, or the way he acts.
The way he
I don't know. There's a couple actors like that I just don't like.
I have actors like that. Like I don't get Natalie
Yeah.
Dormer.
Like, yeah, true. Yeah.
He loves Natalie Dormer.
I do. Yes, I do. Shaved side head and everything.
Oh, that's like the worst thing.
Get the hell out of here. It's the best thing. Neither here nor there.
Anyways, but I would say Nux was my favorite character.
Yeah.
If we're talking about
His arc is good.
if we're talking about characters that actually have an arc, yeah, he's my favorite. But of course, I'm gonna go with Max and Furiosa because they're just so awesome.
Because they're the protagonists.
But yeah, Nux is. I say he's like the most relatable.
Oh yeah.
Because it's odd, like you know his motivation. He just wants to get into Valhalla. He wants to please Immortan Joe, and every time he does,
He's kind of a. Go ahead.
Every time he does, he fails.
He's kind of a product of what Immortan Joe has built culturally in the like where the Citadel is at.
Yeah.
He kind of embodies that.
Yeah, and how much it fails.
Yeah, exactly.
And you just can't help but like root for him because like I mean it's the point where he's talking to Immortan Joe. He's like, I'll get Furiosa for you, and he's like, you will do it. I trust you. Here's a gun, and I'll personally carry you to Valhalla, shiny in chrome. And then he throws him onto the war ring, and the chain on his ankle wraps around a bit on the war ring, and he just trips and falls.
Loses the gun.
It's like if I was a war boy, that would have happened to me,
Yep.
and it would have been just like,
It's like his big crowning moment, and he
he screwed it up, and. It was so he was like the most relatable character,
and I even agree there.
You can't help but like him because
Unless you're me,
unless you're anti Nicholas Hoult. But Love Nux. What did you think of the wives?
The wives? Weren't they all like models?
Models / actors. I mean, I know the main one was the same chick from Transformers.
Yeah, that's what it is. Big lips.
Rosie Huntington.
Wheaties? Rosie Huntington and Wheaties? I don't know her name. They were fine. They were neither good nor bad. They were just there. They did what they needed to do.
I think they had some very distinct characterization. Yeah, characterization. They all had
They were
their
each
own.
different.
They were all each different. They were all
Like that one that's Schlanger. Everybody says Schlanger.
She was my least favorite
Yeah.
because she was just really weird.
She's very obscure.
She always had these weird like monologues.
Yeah, she's like that goth girl in high school that you don't really understand.
Yeah, everything like she says, it's like very just nonsense.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like sounds like she's supposed to be like deep or something. I just never got like she's like she sees, the convoy coming after him. She's like, is that the wind or just a furious fixation? I'm just like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, what does that mean?
You don't know anything, do you?
You're crazy. You're insane.
Yeah, she's probably very crazy. And then like they do a thing with her and like the old lady with the seeds that I just don't think paid off really well.
Yeah.
Like she's supposed to like she's gonna like take the bag of seeds and she was gonna like.
Oh yeah,
plan.
that was kind of an odd.
Like if anybody should have had it, I think it should have been Zoe Kravitz.
Yeah.
Because she was like the most badass one.
Yeah.
She was no nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
She would like Max Hand's I think her name was Splendid in the movie.
Yeah.
He hands her the gun and tells her to reload. No, it was Furiosa who handed her the gun, and she tells her reload it, and she's just like and she just grabs it from her and starts reloading it. She like knows the bullets and everything.
Yeah.
And I thought that they were gonna do something with it because in the movie, like later on in the movie, when they're counting the bullets, she says that Splendid used to call it anti-seed, plant one and then watch the thing die.
Mm-hmm.
I thought, and then like later on, she's gonna get the seeds and she's gonna plant.
That would have been a nice payoff.
It would have been a really like nice little payoff. Like she's like, she's kind of like more hardened.
Yeah.
But she kind of finds like, she can like appreciate life or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just kind of going off, but I thought, I just didn't like the other one that was just really weird and did the weird monologues.
I think my favorite one of the wives is the redhead because they have a little bit of.
They didn't really have like names. Like
I know. I don't.
I know they have names. I think I heard someone like call out the redhead name at one point.
Yeah.
And
essentially you have Transformers lady, dark skinned girl, fire crotch, crazy lady, and the other one.
Not gonna go with those names. I'll probably just call her the redhead. I don't remember the actress's name.
Me neither.
And I don't want to look it up.
And she falls for Nux.
Yes, they have a nice little relationship, and I really like that, and it made sense. There was the other one, the one that wanted to go back.
Oh yeah.
Which
kind of pissed me off.
Well, yeah, I mean, but you couldn't really blame her.
Sure.
She
She got really scared, right?
Yeah, she was just really scared, and she wanted to go back to the one thing that she knew. And
one thing that was probably comfortable. That's actually probably the saddest part of the movie is her wanting to go back. It's like, no.
Yeah, but she had her own arc eventually. Like she realizes like no, Immortan Joe's evil. Yeah. And she helps Furiosa get onto the car to stop him and everything. So they all were all really good. They all had like interesting characters. Immortan Joe.
Immortan Joe was great. What an excellent, very simple villain.
And the fact that
lines.
the actor who played Toe Cutter in the first movie,
Yeah.
which I think George Miller likes to do in his movies. He'll recast actors in different roles in the same franchise, because he did the same thing with the gyrocopter pilot in The Road Warrior and Beyond Thunderdome.
Oh, he brought him back.
He brought him back, and he basically played the same character, but they never once say that he is the same character.
Interesting.
It was really weird, but
George Miller's just a weird dude.
yeah, I guess so. But and Morton Joe just. I loved his design. Just he had that weird armor.
He was kind of gross to look at.
He was, he's all riddled with tumors and everything.
Boils or whatever.
And he has the respirator. I love the respirator and the mask.
I love that the mask opens.
I know, he's like,
yeah, and I think they only open it once, and it's direct face shot of him, and it's just like,
yeah,
that's terrifying. And Morton Joe's a horrifying looking individual.
I know, and I mean, you just love to hate him.
Yeah.
So just lots of really good performances, even though it's mostly just a 2-hour long car chase.
Yeah.
Which I think
a very entertaining 2-hour long car chase.
Which I think will segue us into the action.
Perfect in this movie.
Absolutely
I love the
perfect.
out of the box action that they did. Like the guys that are driving all those cars, they have the peg poles that are swinging back.
Yeah, the pole cats.
Yeah, and they throw the things in. Oh. So much fun to watch. And they kept it interesting enough throughout the whole movie that even though it's a 2-hour long action car chase, the action doesn't get boring. When it comes back,
they do actually have, I would argue that it's, even though it's, they're being chased by the same convoy, I would say it's more of a multiple car chase.
That's true.
They just keep getting stuck and moving ahead, and they do have breathing room.
Yeah.
So it's not just a relentless car chase like the most of the advertising made it out to be.
True.
But still, amazing.
So much fun to watch.
The cars look fantastic. Going back to the world building,
the spikes on
the spikes on those.
Oh God.
The weird Russian sand people. The war rig is freaking amazing. The fact that the cab is actually it's it's a shell of a car.
Yeah,
and
so
they have bulldozer arms on the
side.
sides
Of it. Yeah. It looks great.
Saw blades on the actual tank.
Everything is just so visceral and intense. It's good.
I love the I think is it a Corvette on tank treads? I'm not.
It looks like a Corvette. I don't know what it is.
But yeah, just a car on tank treads.
Yeah.
I love that one. That was my favorite one. The Bullet Farmer's car.
Yep. That being fact.
I love Nux's car. I was sad to see it go. That was really cool.
I know. I love Nux's head ornament that he has on his car.
Yeah.
Which is Max.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's my favorite part of visual action in this movie is when you're watching the initial chase and you have Max just completely slaved to whatever Nux is doing in the car, and he's just like, God! And
I know, he's just like, ah!
Yeah.
He sees he sees his car has been repurposed, and he's just like, oh, that's great. They're taking my blood. Now they're taking my fucking car.
I love that that's what he's concerned about too. He's like on the front of this car, you could die easily, and he's like, now they're taking my car too. And you're like,
I know, he's really pissed at that because later on the car shows up and Nux's war buddy is on it, and he's like shooting, and he's like, that's my car, you asshole.
Yeah, I love it. It's like, that's my car. So funny.
That car has blown up 3 times now.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure it blew up in it blew up in the Road Warrior.
It did blow up in Road
So
Warrior.
somehow he either keeps finding new ones,
or he rebuilds them, or I don't know.
Or you shouldn't think about it because it's just a movie.
It's part of that world building there, I think.
But yeah, and then of course you have Morton Joe's main transport, which is
awesome.
it's I think it was 2 hearses stacked on top of each other on a monster truck,
which is just so perfect for his character.
It really is.
It's so great.
You just love the vehicles in this. They have their own character.
The vehicles they play a role. They have their own character in the movie, which is so great.
They do, and then you just throw them out and just watch the gloriousness.
You're like, I know, it's awesome. You're like, it is awesome.
Favorite? What was your favorite action scene in the movie?
Okay, so my favorite action scene is an implied action scene.
Oh yeah, we're going here. Oh,
my
I love
single
this
favorite
one.
action scene in this whole movie is when they get stuck in the. Is that when they're stuck in the swamp?
Yeah, they're in the
Stuck in the
swamp.
swamp, and they need bullets and ammo. And
They've actually just gotten it out, but the truck is overheated.
That's right.
So they
they're
need to get
waiting.
it further down.
And they say, and Max is like, "I'll go get us the stuff that we need."
No,
They're
he's just like he takes a gas canister, he got a machete and a couple other things, and he's just like, take the war rig down the track a couple clicks. I'm gonna go take care of this, and they're like, what if you don't come back? He's just like, well then you keep
going, and
you
it's
just
just
go,
very,
and then he just disappears into the fog.
And all you see is just like this explosion in the fog, and like a little bit of a scuffle that you don't really know about, and they're waiting, and then Max just comes back
And
with
he's-
I this ammo and shit, and he's all bloody, and oh man,
It's just so perfect.
that's actually my favorite
It's-
scene in the entire movie.
I know, and
I love that scene.
I know I would say that's my favorite
Yeah.
too, because even though you don't see anything, I think that adds to it.
Yeah,
All
and
you
he gets
see,
Max's boot.
all you see is a flash, and that's like the perfect part because they're talking about like we're running low on ammo. They don't even have a steering wheel.
Uh-huh.
We don't have a freaking boot for Nux.
Yep.
And Max just comes back. He's just taking care of business. He's like, oh, you needed a boot? Here's a fucking boot.
Yeah.
You need
Your
a
boot,
wheel?
your steering wheel?
Your steering wheel?
Here's a bunch
wheel.
of weapons.
Here's some freaking bullets.
Yeah.
I just took care of business.
And you don't even need to see it. Like he kicks so much ass in the whole movie, and that's just that point where you're like, this is so great.
And that's like the thing. Like everyone complains that like Max doesn't do anything in this movie.
He does a lot.
It's like, are you kidding me?
He's like the Max is like the catalyst of why everything works. Like they're about to run out of
Exactly.
stuff, Max comes in. Furiosa's about to die, Max comes in. This thing breaks down, Max comes in. He's like the reason why they're able to get
It's like
through.
I like to like joke like, oh, it's Furiosa who's the protagonist. It's like,
Yeah.
well, okay, first off, Max is the title character.
Yeah.
He's the one that you start off with. He's the one that we're kind of following through this entire adventure.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, he is a protagonist and
Yeah.
he does shit.
Yeah, he does a lot.
He solves problems. I like it. Like even like when the polecats are dropping people onto the war rig when they're coming back. And the lady, one of the old ladies, she's got a musket and she's trying to pound the powder in, and Max won't have any of it because he's like, somebody shoot this guy. He's going after Furiosa. He just grabs that musket and just shoots it with the stick in it, and it spears the guy. He's just like, I took care of it.
It's so funny. Max just takes care of business throughout the whole movie.
My favorite one is the entire sequence of Max just basically getting flung from one car to the next when he gets he gets snatched up by the polecat, and then he cuts the polecat loose.
I would agree.
Actually it's even before that. He's climbing back into the truck after spitting the gas into the engine.
Yeah.
And then he falls, and Furiosa has to grab him.
Oh, yeah,
and then
he's, like, dangling.
she gets stabbed, and like her apparatus is like coming loose, so the grip is like slackening. That's such a great scene. And then he gets into the rig with the people eater, and he uses him as a human shield.
That was
and then
awesome,
he has to escape from because the truck is blowing up, so he has to hop off, and he gets snatched by one of the polecats, and then I love
He's
that.
just always moving. He's always moving.
It's such a great scene because like first he's fighting with the polecat, and then like it swings down, and it's like right like inches from the ground in his head, and then
he's like even pulling his head up to the side.
he cut the polecat loose, and then the pole swings up just as everything's blowing up. I love that shot. That's my favorite shot of the entire movie.
When he's swinging back.
When
up
he's
and
swinging up,
everything.
and the explosions in the background, it's just like boom, boom, boom. That shot. Oh,
It gives me chills, dude.
I cream my pants every time I see it. And then he's trying to get back to the war rig, but he ends up landing on the drum rig.
Yep.
With the Doof Warrior.
Yeah.
And then he has a fight with the Doof Warrior and like a couple other guys. He has a whack. He gets the flamethrower guitar and starts whacking people with it.
That's one of my. I have two favorite comedy scenes in this movie, and that's one of them. Is when he's like fighting him, and he hits the guy with the back of the guitar. And the guitar's like shoots flame out the side. I don't know why I get such a kick out of that. And I love on that scene, he kicks gets the guitar guy off, fights a bunch of people, hits it, the flame comes out, he moves to the next car, and then the guitar guy just gets back on it and keeps playing.
And
So awesome.
yeah, just so many great scenes in this movie.
There's not a bad scene in the whole
There
movie.
really isn't.
Oh, I also really love the one where
Although I will argue that there's one scene that I really did not appreciate. It's at the very end when Nux crashes the war rig into the canyon, and it's just CGI bullshit being thrown at you because the movie was filmed in 3D.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I forgot the thing that comes out the. Yeah.
I know, it's like the guitar was just way too much.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Like I didn't necessarily mind the steering wheel.
Yeah.
Because it kind of
makes sense.
It kind of made sense because you see the symbol and everything.
Yeah.
The guitar, that was just a case of like I want to say fan service.
Yeah, it pretty much was.
Because like everyone knows they love that guitar.
Yeah.
We're gonna throw it at you.
That's just more on the case that you and I both hate 3D though. So.
Yeah, we should do a whole video on
3D can die, but we'll go over that in a different video.
Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, just excellent movie
On every front.
Yeah, on every front. I mean, you can argue. Yeah, the plot is very simplistic.
Real quick on the 3D thing. When I'm watching 3D, I feel like the guy on the turret in Mad Max when he shoots and it blows up in his face and his eyes are here and he's like,
oh, yeah.
Put the flare up to my eyes. He's like, it's up there. Move it closer. That's what 3D's like for me. Like, my eyes.
Yeah. That was actually really good.
I love that scene too.
Yeah.
That's probably my favorite comedy scene.
It's a really bleak comedy. My favorite like funny moment, I think, in the movie is it's actually really small. It's when Nux when he first gets into the cab at the very beginning, and he's trying to kill Furiosa, but all the wives have pinned him down, and she's gonna stab Nux, but Splendid's like, no killing. And she goes back and she starts driving, and he's like arguing with her, like he's like trying to he's like saying like, no, we're gonna be carried to Valhalla, and she spits at him. Furiosa spits back, and she spits back. I just love that interchange. I was just like, that was just hilarious. And then the fact that he doesn't know what a tree is.
Yeah,
I love that video. He's just like,
that
run that thing there, and she's like, he means the tree. And then
the tree thing.
He's like, yeah, the tree thing. Wrap the chain around the tree thing. It was hilarious, but at the same time, it also added more to the world.
It gives you more.
Like, there's no trees.
Yes. Final thoughts.
Final thoughts on Mad Max Fury Road. Final thoughts. This movie is amazing. It's definitely not like the best movie ever. It's definitely the best action movie we've gotten in a long time.
Yeah, in years. Fantastic.
Tom Hardy's great. Charlize Theron is great. Everyone else, really great. Great action movie. I wish George Miller would do more. I wish they would just give him Indiana Jones.
Yeah, really. I wish they would.
Yeah, I would give Mad Max Fury Road 4 stars out of 5.
Yeah. My turn?
Yes.
Yeah, Mad Max is amazing. Great action, great humor when it comes in. The world building is fantastic. That alone is probably the best part of the movie. Every actor does great. George Miller should direct more movies, just really in general. Yeah, I would agree with you. 4 out of 5 sounds good. Great movie. I'll probably watch it again.
All right. Thank you for witnessing this.
Yeah.
Mad Max.
Oh yeah. Witness me.
Witness me.
Yeah.
No, we don't have the spray.
I'll put like a grill in, like aluminum foil on my teeth. Yeah. Anyways, hey, we were the Nerd Relay. I'm Tim.
I'm Tom.
Thanks for watching. I am awaited in Valhalla!